time to lock and load, but should you fail your mission, we reserve the right to disavow all knowledge of your enjoyment of this video. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Elite Special Forces units. For this list, we'll be looking at some of the deadliest and clandestine military units that specialize in high-risk operations such as infiltration, hostage rescue, and reconnaissance. Number 10. GIGN, National Gendarmerie Intervention Group, France. After the deadly terrorist attack at the 1972 Olympics in Munich, France assembled an elite SWAT team designed to specifically deal with hostage situations, but whose expertise has since broadened in scope. With approximately 380 operatives, each member undergoes a rigorous training period of 14 months that is comprised of weapons training, airborne insertion, and survival skills in almost any environment. The GIGN also has some of the best shooting skills in the world, producing some of the most skilled long-range marksmen in the field today. Although their operations are largely classified, the successful rescue of 166 hostages from a hijacked Air France flight in 1994 solidified the GIGN's reputation for tactical prowess.
As the GIGN entered, a gun battle ensued at a distance of only 5 feet. The muzzle flashes can be seen in this footage through the cockpit window.
Number 9. JWGROM, Poland. When Poland sends in their special forces, they bring the thunder, quite literally too, since that's what GROM means in several Slavic languages. After a couple of unsuccessful proposals, the Polish government finally agreed to form a counter-terrorism unit in 1990, following the takeover of one of their embassies in Switzerland, as well as the shooting deaths of 2 Polish diplomats in Beirut. Modeled after and trained by some of the most elite forces in the world such as Delta Force and the SAS, this group of soldiers specializes in creating havoc behind enemy lines, along with severely disrupting terrorist activity. Apart from being expert killers, 3/4 of the GROM are trained medics, because the best defense is a good offense. Number 8. Sayeret Matkal, Israel. This top-secret branch of the Israeli Defense Force specializes in deep reconnaissance and intelligence gathering techniques. It is closely modeled after the British SAS, going so far as to even borrow their motto, "Who dares, wins." After completing a rigorous and exhausting selection process, recruits undergo approximately a year and a half's worth of training, including counterterrorism, parachuting, and multiple forms of combat such as Krav Maga, a brutal style of self-defense that was created by the IDF itself. Unlike Israel's naval commandos, Shayetet 13, Sayeret Matkal is primarily a strategic unit whose missions are meticulously planned, and are so secretive that they're not allowed to wear their insignia in public, because plausible deniability is the name of the game.
Israeli soldiers killed the guards, they busted into the hangar the hostages were, they killed all the terrorists, and they got all the hostages and flew out.
Number 7. Special Services Group, Pakistan. Consisting of roughly 5,600 soldiers, the SSG has been active since 1956, and has been the main special operations unit of Pakistan's army. Training of its members is heavily focused on physical preparation, with only a small percentage of hopeful recruits making it through the process. They have conducted exercises with elite forces from the United States, Turkey, as well as China, refining techniques in mountain warfare, and are also regarded as having one of the toughest combat diving courses in the world. Being in such close proximity to Afghanistan, this unit has been a key player in the war on terror, and is credited as being responsible for the death of the global operations chief of Al-Qaeda. Number 6. Special Air Service Regiment, Australia. Yet another group copied after the training and selection process of the British SAS. Australian Special Forces breed some of the deadliest warriors on the battlefield. The main focus of this regiment is counter-terrorism, peacekeeping, as well as quelling domestic situations. Recruits are hand-picked from within the military, then weeded out during an intense 3-week course where prospective trainees are subjected to a battery of physical and mental evaluations. Smaller reconnaissance squads, skilled in evasion tactics, allow them to slip in and out of enemy territory to gather intelligence, and are used to paint targets for surgical airstrikes. These guys can snatch up high-value personnel or blow up airfields faster than a dingo can eat a baby.
I'm sorry, a dingo ate your baby.
You know that's a true story. Lady lost a kid.
Number 5. JTF-2, Joint Task Force 2, Canada. Oh, Canada, who even knew you had a team of special forces? Probably not many, because apparently it's mandated by the government to never mention their existence. But not only do they exist, they are also considered to be one of the most elite forces operating in the world today. Active since 1993, there is little known about this highly classified unit, but they have played instrumental roles in arenas worldwide, such as Libya, Haiti, and Afghanistan. Their involvement in the rescue of 3 peacekeepers in Iraq was lauded by British and US officials. Apart from acting as bodyguards to military and government executives traveling outside of the country, they also helped secure facilities during the 2010 Winter Olympics. Number 4. Delta Force, USA. Officially known as the 1st Special Forces Operation Detachment Delta, it's almost impossible for a list like this not to include these bad boys. Established in 1977, this group of operatives excels at missions involving counterterrorism, hostage rescue, and reconnaissance. Like most other special forces, members are chosen from within the military, and the percentage of those who actually pass remains incredibly low.
Out of my 2 classes of 120 people each, probably 12 to 14 made it.
90% of our best soldiers can't make it through selection.
However, once successful, further vetting from the CIA can result in Delta operators inducted into even more highly covert units.
I don't really know what they're looking for, because that's a secret.
Although most of their operations are classified, their involvement has become known during Operation Desert Storm, as well as Operation Gothic Serpent, which was made famous in Ridley Scott's Black Hawk Down. Number 3. Alpha Group, Russia. If there's one thing to learn from history, it's never to underestimate the Russian military, like ever. While little is known about what exactly Alpha Group's primary objectives are, their scope has extended over the years from strictly domestic missions to include those abroad. We also know that no matter where they operate, it would appear collateral damage is not of the highest concern. Whether it be assassinating a young boy while forcing a regime change in Afghanistan, or dozens of hostages being killed during a botched rescue attempt on home soil, Alpha will get the job done, even if they have to level an entire city block in the process. Hey, you know what they say about eggs and omelets, right? Number 2. Navy SEALs, USA. Unlike their Delta brothers, this team of soldiers is widely acknowledged by the military and praised for their superior tactics in sea, air, and land, hence SEAL.
SEALs.
Yep, sea, air, and land.
Trainees must undergo the trials and tribulations of the infamous Hell Week, a 6-day endurance course where hopeful candidates undertake a series of grueling challenges, all while operating on less than 4 hours of sleep. SEAL groups are broken up into teams of 1 to 5 and 7 to 10 respectively, with the specially designated Team 6 being the best of the best, requiring even more training than regular members. These are the guys responsible for killing Osama bin Laden and rescuing Tom Hanks, we mean Captain Phillips, from Somali pirates in the Indian Ocean.
Execute!
Before we come to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
There's no thanks in this line of work. Don't come here expecting someone to say thank you so much for what you're doing. You'll get that from civilians walking on the side of the road just for being in the military.
Go, go, go!
Number 1. Special Air Service, SAS, United Kingdom. Considered the best in the world, there's a reason so many other countries have used these guys as a template for their own branch of special forces. For example, their endurance test is a notorious race against time, where troops traverse 40 miles in full gear over a mountain in 20 hours, before having to run 4 miles in 3 minutes and then swim 2 miles in under 90 minutes. Although it's becoming harder to distinguish between the SAS and the SBS, which stands for Special Boat Service. The latter's diverse nature and additional training makes them better equipped to handle a wider variety of situations. And despite being active since World War II, their storming of an Iranian embassy in 1980 was what brought the regiment worldwide recognition. Do you agree with our list? What is your favorite Special Forces unit? For more lethal top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Got a possible jackpot.
Roger that, possible jackpot.